Okay, hello everyone. Welcome po sa ating channel. This is Coach Jared. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in God's green earth. And let's do this. Let's do this sport with. Mm-mm. Let's do this sport with mga kababayan. O game. Kahapon, kumikitang kabuhayan ka sa akin ngayon, Jimmy Bondok, kasi content na naman kita. Oo. Content na naman kita. Kagabi, kasama si Jimmy Bondok sa content natin. Ngayon, kasama na naman natin si Jimmy Bondok sa content natin. And by the way, mga kababayan, um, palagi kasing sinasabi ni Jimmy Bondok na wala raw sa intent ng sumulat ng RA 9851 na dalhin sa ICC ang nagva-violate nitong batas na to. At sinabi pa ni Jimmy Bondok na sa intensyon daw ng mga sumulat ng RA 9851 ay kailangan daw na tayo ay kasama sa treaty ng Rome Statute para magkaroon daw ng ngipin ang batas ng RA 9851. Oo. I'll give you an update. Pinonta ko po ang Senate kanina. Humingi ako ng kopya ng deliberations ng Senate. Nagpadala sila sa akin ng 1 gig of files. gusto ko magwala eh. Salamat sa Senate. Sa Senate Archives, something sa Archive Department. Salamat po sa inyo at pinagbigyan nyo ako sa aking kahilingan. Oo. Ningi ko eh. Tapos binigay na sa akin yung mga required ko lang naman. So, 1 gig worth of files. So, I was going through it kanina bago tayo nag-umpisa mag-live. Pero sobrang dami niya, hindi ko natapos magbasa. Hindi ko natapos number one, basahin. And I was actually scanning it pa lang. Ini-scan ko pa lang. So, bakit ko ginawa yun? Kasi, I don't think Jimmy Bondok is telling the truth. I think Jimmy Bondok is twisting the facts. I think Jimmy Bondok is misrepresenting the intent of the Senate. So far sa mga initial na scan ko sa mga nabasa ko, wala naman akong nakita na kailangan gawing requirement ang membership sa Rome Statute para magkangipin ang RA 9851. Sa mga hindi po nakakalam, yung RA 9851 is the International Humanitarian Law. Okay? Which is yung batas natin na ginamit para isuko si Rodrigo Duterte sa The Hague. At ngayon, it's the same law that's being used to justify the arrest of Bato de la Rosa. So, kung pagbibigyan ako ni former Senator Dick Gordon na siyang primary sponsor ng RA 9851 at saka ni Senator Kiko Pangilinan, nananawagan po ako sa inyo. Kung pagbibigyan niyo po ako ng interview, kasi nakita ko, si Sagisag, wala na si Rene Sagisag. Ano bang di na natin may interview yun? So, sino ba mga nandun? Si Biazon was also there. Wala na siya. So, hindi na natin siya may interview. Siguro, ang pwede lang natin matanong tungkol dyan is the primary sponsor nga, which is si former Senator Dick Gordon, tsaka yung isa sa nag-interpellate kay former Senator Dick Gordon doon actually nakuha ko na yung files eh. Kasi nakita ko yung interpellation nila eh. Who is Senator Kiko Pangilinan. So, I'm hoping na I can get a schedule para lang malaman lang natin. So, nananawagan po ako kay former Senator Dick Gordon at kay Senator Pangilinan. Pabigyan nyo naman ako. Wala na rin si MDS, di ba? So, malabo. Pabigyan naman ako kasi gusto namin maintindihan ano ba talagang intensyon nyo. Kasi parang nami-misrepresent kayo ni Jimmy Bondok eh. Oo, so Kaya yun. Ate Sharon, baka naman po, sabi ni Happy Harmony. Oo nga naman, Ate Sharon, baka naman. Baka naman, pwede pa kayo usap. Oo. Gusto lang namin malaman kasi si Senator Kiko was there. He was there. Oo, habang dinidinig yung interpellation ng RA 9851. Nakita ko yung pangalan niya eh. Andun siya. Si Rene Sagisag. Si Biazon. In fact, si Loren Legarda andun din. Nag-interpellate si Loren Legarda. Oh, see? O kung di kayo naniniwala na meron akong kopya, papakita ko sa inyo. Ang dami kasi. 1 gig. 1 gig, guys. Sobrang dami. In fact, I'd even go further and say, Attorney Jimmy Bondok, baka naman gusto mo rin. Oo, paliwanag niyo sa amin to. Kasi, iba yung lumalabas sa files ko. O, halimbawa, ito. Ito, umpisahan natin sa pinakaunang, para lang papakita ko lang sa inyo. Papakita ko lang sa inyo kung anong binigay sa akin ng Senate. Ayan. Oh. Records of the Senate, session number 48. February 4, 2009. Legislative Records and Archive Service. Oh. Legit yan. 14 Congress. Archives. Oh. Diba? Second reading. Ayan, second reading pa lang. Oh. Ayan, second reading ng RA 9851. Ayan, oh. Oh, second reading pa lang to. Ibig sabihin, ito yung interpellation na. So, siguro, try nga natin makakuha ng schedule kay former Senator Tig Gordon. Tanong lang natin, ano ba talaga yung ano ba talaga yung ganap tungkol dyan sa RA 9851? Kasi, sila to eh. Yan, legit yan, guys. Hindi joke to. Ito yung actual records. Ayan, opening session. Senate President Juan Ponce Enrile. Di ba? Legit yan. Salamat sa Senate, sa Senate Archives. Pinagbigay ako. Oo. Na makuha tong file na to. Kasi I think, marami kasi I think marami nagbi-misrepresent doon sa RA 9851. So, sana mabigyan ng linaw. Wala pa ako sa kalahati, guys, ng pagbabasa nito eh. Ang haba niya, kasi ang dami niyang files. So, mas maganda kung siguro pagkatapos kong basahin, matanong natin either si Senator Dick Gordon or who is the primary sponsor, and etong si Senator Kiko Pangilinan, who also did the interpellation. So, yun. Sana lang naman. So, anyway, kaya ko lang naman in-intro dyan kasi etong si Jimmy Bondok nagtantrums na naman kanina. Actually kagabi. Pero ngayon siya nag-viral eh. Ngayon siya nag-viral. So, nagtantrum sa TV, inaway yung host. Inaway yung host. Nakakaya. Hindi napigilan ng emosyon, guys. Oo. Di ba? Tantrums na naman si Gago. Ayan Yan. Panoorin natin. Nakakatawa eh. Mainit na talakayan ni Ces Drilon at Jimmy Bondok sa ICC arrest warrant versus Bato. Yan. Mamatindi to, guys. Yan.
Out of fairness, sana po tinatanong din natin, bakit hindi po kasuhan sa Pilipinas? Lahat po ng testigo nandito, lahat ng ebidensya nandito po. Bakit po hindi ba kasuhan dito instead of trying to short circuit?
Sino po ang gusto niyong tanungin namin out of fairness kung bakit hindi dito sa Pilipinas ilitisin ang kaso? Sino po ang gusto niyong tanungin namin?
Ang gobyerno po. Ang gobyerno kasi po, this is the people of the Philippines.
It has been tried, even
Kitang-kita yung na-trigger si dito Kitang-kita na na-trigger si Ces Drilon. Gumaganon yung mata niya eh. Tumigindat eh. Tira nyo. Kitang-kita yung pagka-trigger niya eh. Kumikindat siya eh. Oh.
Kasuhan dito instead of
Sino
trying to
po
short
ang gusto
circuit.
niyong
Ay, sana.
Sino po ang gusto niyong tanungin namin
Yan,
out of fairness kung bakit hindi dito sa Pilipinas ilitisin ang kaso? Sino po ang gusto niyong tanungin namin?
Ang gobyerno po, ang gobyerno kasi po this is the people of
It
the
has been
Philippines versus
tried.
Bato.
Even the former Justice Secretary himself, Boying Remulla, who's now ombudsman, he himself said, hindi po kaya ng gobyerno. This is why the victims have gone to the ICC for justice. Hindi ho kaya.
No. Actually, may mali si Cesdrilo na sinabi doon. Hindi sinabi ni Secretary Remulla na hindi kaya ng gobyerno. Ang sinabi ni Secretary Remulla at the time, nung DOJ Secretary siya, is walang ebidensya. The evidence available for the DOJ were all destroyed or contaminated. Yun yung reasoning nun. Yun yung reasoning nun. Kaya hindi makasuhan ng Philippine government. Ngayon, mga kababayan, even if the Philippines would file a case sa ICC, even the Philippines, quote-unquote, the people of the Philippines will file a case against Rodrigo Duterte, Bato de la Rosa, and whoever. Unang-una, hindi naman sila yung walang standing ang Philippine government. Walang standing. Kasi hindi naman Philippine government ang nabiktima. Di ba? Sino ba ang nasaktan? Sino ba ang namatayan? Yung mga biktima ng war on drugs. So sila ang may standing. At pinili nitong mga biktima na ito na dalhin sa ICC noong 2017 pa. Noong 2017 pa. This is not new. This is not new, mga kababayan. Si nagdala nito sa ICC? Si Trillanes, si former Senator Trillanes ang nagdala nito sa ICC. 2017 pa. Kasama niya si Jude Sabio. God rest his soul. Di ba? So, paano magkakaso ang sambayan paano magkakaso ang government? Hindi naman yung government ang na-injure. Abogado ka naman, alam mo naman na yun. Dumaan ka na sa law school, ako patapos pa lang, ikaw dumaan ka na, nagbar ka na, pumasa ka naman. Pero alam niyo yun nga kasi dyan eh. Yun nga kasi ang drama nitong sila, Jimmy Bondoc. Kunyari, hindi nila alam. Para nga naman, pag pinakinggan ng mga kasama nilang DDS, may lusot sila. May lusot sila sa kalokohan nila. So, hindi pwedeng ipasa ng Jimmy Bondoc ang responsibilidad sa pagpa-file ng kaso sa gobyerno. No. In fact, mga kababayan, di ba, sinabi pa nga ni Boying Remulla nung siya yung DOJ Secretary, tutulungan namin yung mga biktima. Yun na lang ang pwede namin gawin. Tutulungan namin yung mga biktima, tatry namin silang dalhin sa dahig para makapagtestigo sila. Alala niyo yun? Sinabi ni Boying yun eh. Kasi nga, wala nang ebidensya dito sa Pilipinas. Kasi, mga kababayan, common sense. Yung sinasabi ni, hindi pa, wala pa sa kalahati si Jimmy Bondoc, dami ko na nasabi. During the time, the president was Rodrigo Duterte. Don't you think he will cover for his own crimes? Don't you think na siya mismo ang magtatago sa kanyang sariling krimen? Diba? Krimen niya yan eh. E di pagtatakpan niya yung sarili niyang krimen. Siya pa yung presidente ng Pilipinas. So no. The cases were filed already. It is within the jurisdiction of an international tribunal. Wala nang bawian. 2017 pa yan nandyan. 2017 pa yan nandyan. Huwag ka maarte, bundok. Huwag ka maarte.
Dito.
Bakit po? Nung isang araw po, meron
Bakit
kaming
po akong
na-receive.
tatanungin?
Hindi, meron po kaming
This is
na-receive
their
na
own
sa-
statement.
Yes, ma'am.
And
We
precisely
received the-
why there is an ICC.
Yes.
I don't
No,
know why you are framing it as a
But we're not part
diminution
of the
of
ICC.
Philippine sovereignty.
We're
When
not a
this
part of
is,
the
we're
ICC,
talking
ma'am.
of the international community here. Hindi ho
Yes, we're not
isang-
part of the ICC, ma'am. I beg you to understand. We're not part of their own statute anymore. We withdrew, and that was
O see? Yung pag-withdraw, even the withdrawal of the Philippines from the ICC is a way of covering up for his crimes. Di ba? Kaya tayo umalis sa ICC is because na mag-uumpisa na mag-imbestiga ang ICC sa Pilipinas. Di ba? It is the very reason kung bakit tayo umalis sa ICC. Si Rodrigo Duterte, pinagtatakpan niya ang krimen niya. Maski nung presidente siya. That is the very proof na kaya walang ebidensya ng war on drugs sa Pilipinas. Dahil sinabotahe ni Rodrigo Duterte lahat ng ebidensya, including our membership in the ICC. At hindi pwedeng sabihin ni Jimmy Bondoc na walang residual jurisdiction ng ICC sa Pilipinas. Mamaya, susuplain siya ng isang dating justice. Na actually kakampi pa nila. Totoo lang. O, panoorin natin.
affirmed in the Pangilinan versus Cayetano case. With all due respect, ma'am,
yes,
says, no?
but
And
crimes, may I say also,
Oh, binida niya yung Pangilinan versus Cayetano. Nakasulat din doon sa Pangilinan versus Cayetano yung residual jurisdiction ng Pilipinas sa ICC. Oh, so bakit nire-recognize nyo yung pag-alis ng Pilipinas sa ICC as valid and legal because of the Supreme Court decision, where in the same Supreme Court decision, it states that there is a residual obligation of the Philippines to the ICC. Bakit ganun? Ba't selective? Sabihin nyo, kasi obiter dictum lang naman yun. Regardless, hindi kinontra eh. 15 justices ang nandoon. 15 hukom ang nandoon sa Supreme Court. Hindi nila kinontra yung portion na yun ng residual jurisdiction ng ICC. Oh. Ba't hindi kayo pumunta sa Supreme Court at humingi ng petition for prohibition ng implementation ng RA 9851 for it being unconstitutional? Di ba? Bondoc should just stick to his singing career. He wasted his law degree, ending up protecting an international criminal. Hey. Ayun na nga. Salamat sa super chat. Oo. Bakit yung residual jurisdiction ay yung tanggapin? Ang tinatanggap nyo lang, yung decision ng Korte Suprema na tama yung pag-alis natin. Tinanggap ng Korte Suprema yung pag-alis natin sa ICC unilaterally. Yun tinatanggap nyo. Pero yung portion kung saan sinabi na merong residual jurisdiction ng ICC sa Pilipinas for the crimes against humanity committed during the periods where Rodrigo Duterte was a mayor, where he was the president of the Philippines, hindi niya matanggap. May problema, di ba? Ano yung selective reading? Pero tuloy siya nakapikit. Ayan. Tuloy. Yes, ma'am.
attorney, that the crimes indicated were before we withdrew from the Rome Statute.
Yes, but there is a very long discussion about continued cooperation, but it is not part of continued cooperation, no, to serve an ICC warrant. Kasi po, kung let's assume arguendo na nasa Rome Statute pa tayo, ma'am, ha? let's assume meron pong proseso sa Article 58 saka sa Article 59 ng Rome Statute kung paano po mag-serve ng warrant. At katulad po ng lahat ng batas, di ba may batas mo, no? Kunyari RA, merong IRR yung implementing rules. Sa
Opo,
ICC meron
alam
din
ko
po.
po
Ma'am,
yun.
sandali lang. This is very important, ma'am. Meron pong batas na Rome Statute, meron din pong regulations of the court. And in the regulations of the court, 31 number 3, nakalagay po doon kung paano mag-serve ng ICC warrant, which they did not follow. And the key phrase,
Alam mo ikaw, Jimmy Bondok, ako hindi pa ako abogado Papunta na ako dyan. Pero hindi pa ako abogado. Pero naiintindihan ko to. Kasi magagaling yung mga professor ko Magaling yung mga nagturo sa akin. You're cherry picking your arguments. Cherry pick siya. Ibig sabihin, pinipili lang niya yung papabor sa kanya. For example, yung sinabi niya dito, sabi niya, assuming in arguendo na nasa ICC pa tayo, may implementing rules blah 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 blah. Totoo naman, may implementing rules. Wala na nga tayo sa ICC. Kanina lang sinabi mo hindi pwedeng implement yung warrant kasi wala na tayo sa ICC. Tapos ngayon, assuming in arguendo, nasa ICC tayo, kailangan mo sumunod sa implementing rules. Ano ba talaga? Pumili kayo ng argumento nyo. Kung ang sinasabi nyo, wala tayo sa ICC kaya hindi pwedeng implement ang warrant of arrest, stick to that. Panindigan nyo. Kasi kung nasa ICC tayo, sigurado ako, susundin yung rules. Kasi yun ang sinasabi sa treaty. Susundin yun. Pero wala na tayo sa ICC. So ano susundin? Rules pa rin ba ng Rome Statute? Hindi na. Domestic law, local law ang susundin. In our case, it is RA 9851. And kontra sa sinasabi ni Jimmy Bondok na kailangan daw ng Rome Statute para ma-implement ang RA 9851. That is a total lie. That is BS. I've read it in the legislative discussions. Kakabasa ko lang kanina. In fact, sinabi ni Senator Dick Gordon na we don't even need to be a part of the ICC. We don't need to be a part of the ICC if we will ratify this law, if we will make this our law. Sinabi yun ni Dick Gordon doon mismo sa plenary debates, sa interpellation ng RA 9851. Sinungaling ka, Jimmy Bondok. Sinungaling ka. Kahapon pa ako nagigigil dyan kay Bondok. Inintay ko lang talagang dumating sa akin yung legislative discussions. See? Choose your argument. Pumili ka ng isang argumento lang. Kung wala na tayo sa ICC, then stick to it. Defend your position, assuming that we are no longer in the ICC. So ano ilalaban nyo? Sige. Tuloy natin.
there is personal service. Kailangan po may personal service upon the accused, which they did not do. What did they do? They brandished it on social media and on media without serving us. Humingi po si Senator Cayetano, humingi po kami bilang legal counsel.
Because
Out
po
of
your
deference,
client, and I'm sorry we're
We will
running
not
out of
serve the
time, but I'd
warrant.
just like to point out, because he was running in the stairs and, even tripped. They were trying to serve the warrant on him.
No, they were not. They were not in possession of the warrant. Then they admitted that. In fact, Melvin Matibag said to Cayetano that we will give it to you, and then sabi niya, hindi, sa Tuesday na lang, and then next time na lang, and then next time na lang. They did not serve as a warrant, no? So until
okay, but if we'll be arguing till tomorrow. But just the
but
same,
that's very important to concede.
What is important is why Senator Bato left the supposed protective custody of the Senate to go missing. Yun po yung issue. Ba't hindi po niya harapin?
Wait lang
No, sir,
Wait lang may hinahanap ako tungkol dyan sa warrant Wait lang Nasa rules of court yan Preliminary investigation, arrest. Rule 130 ng Rules of Court. Ay. Attorney. Ito kasi, alam na to ni Jimmy Bondoc pero minamanipulate niya yung kwento. Kasi alam niya na hindi ito naiintindihan ng karamihan. So, minamanipulate niya yung kwento, binubola niya yung mga taong naikinig sa kanya, ina-assume niya, natatanga-tanga lahat na naikinig sa kanya. Pero, nakasulat kasi sa Rules of Court, kailan lang daw merong arrest without a warrant na lawful. Ito. When in his presence the person to be arrested has committed or actually committing or is attempting to commit a crime, in flagrante delicto ang tawag dyan. When an offense has just been committed and he has probable cause to believe based on personal knowledge or facts that the person to be arrested has committed it, and when the person to be arrested is a prisoner who has escaped from penal establishment or place where he is serving final judgment for. So kung tumakas. Okay. Ito. Method of arrest by officer without a warrant. When making an arrest without a warrant, the officer shall inform the person to be arrested of his authority and the cause of the arrest. Una, nangyari ba to? Section 8. Di ba ang kwento ni Director Melvin Matibag, may 2 NBI agents na lumapit sa kanya. At itinulak ni Bato de la Rosa. That is the effort of the government to inform the person to be arrested of his authority. Malamang nagpakilala yun. Sir, NBI po kami. Aarestuhin ho namin kayo. Tapos tinulak niya. 2 babae. Unless the latter is either engaged in the commission of the offense, if pursued immediately after its commission, has escaped, flees, or forcibly resists, before the officer or has the opportunity to inform him, or when the giving of such information will imperil the arrest. Ayan. So, pwede bang walang warrant of arrest? Pwede. Meron namang mga pinapayagan na mga elemento. Pwedeng walang warrant. Tapos, meron ding rules ng kung paano mag-aaresto ng walang warrant. So, yung requirement na sinasabi ni Jimmy Bondoc of service to the lawyers, that is palusot lang yan. Ginagamit talaga yan ng mga taong nagtatago para i-evade ang arrest. Kasi ang gagawin nila dyan, kukunin ng abogado yung warrant, tapos si abogado na yung haharap sa court. Tapos magka-file ng motion to quash. Para hindi na kailangan humarap sa court ni client. Kasi nakatago siya eh. Hindi na siya haharap sa court. Na-file ang motion to quash. Pag na-file ng motion to quash at na pinagbigyan yung motion to quash, lalabas ngayon to si court. Lalabas ngayon to si pugante. Kung tutuusin, pwede talaga si Nartates or si John Wick ang mag-arrest. Pwede naman talaga. Kasi mayroong valid warrant. Ngayon, ang sinasabi dito ni Jimmy Bondoc, hindi natin kailangan may pag-cooperate sa ICC. Hindi valid ang warrant ng ICC. Ay, wait lang. Kukontrahin siya ng isang justice ng Korte Suprema dati. Oo. Painggan natin ito sinabi ni Justice Ascuna. By the way, ito si Justice Ascuna, mas pabor siya sa mga DDS, by the way. Pero painggan nila sinabi ni Justice Ascuna.
Oo. So let's start first with this. No? Maganda yung punto nyo. Number 1, can he already be, anong nakasaad sa batas, sa konstitusyon? With the ICC arrest warrant, is he a fugitive at this point? No local court has yet validated or verified that ICC warrant, but can he already be described as a fugitive?
I would not say he's already a fugitive because situation with the ICC is that after we withdrew from the Statute of Rome, our obligation will be governed by transitional provision in the statute, Article 127, Paragraph 2, which says that the withdrawal will not affect or prejudice any matter that is already under consideration of the court at the time of the withdrawal. Now, the Philippine matter has been considered as continuing to be under the consideration of the court at that time because it was already the subject of a preliminary examination by the office of the prosecutor when we withdrew in March. In February, the prosecutor, Batu Bensouda, declared that she was starting a preliminary examination on the Philippines.
Mm.
So we remain committed to cooperate with the ICC with regards to matters within the scope of the statute, which is anything committed, any crime committed under the coverage of the statute during the time that we were members.
Mm.
So the matter of Senator De La Rosa would fall under that.
Mm.
But then again, the nature of our cooperation is governed also by our own law, Republic Act, only I think 9861, which says that
9851.
yes, 9851 that provides that when an international body or tribunal is investigating the
see?
matter, the Philippines may instead of investigating or arresting a person under the statute, may elect to surrender such person to the tribunal pursuant to a treaty. So tingin ko yan po ay applicable, but it says may. It's not must. So it is dependent on our
Supreme Court.
authorities whether or not to surrender Bato to the tribunal or to consider this as an internal matter.
Okay. Now, in Republic Act 9851, it says
Oh. Paano ko saan ngayon pupulutin, Jimmy Bondo? Narinig niyo yung sinabi ni Justice Ascuna? Merong transitional provision sa statute na hindi makaka-apekto sa mga ongoing cases ang pag-withdraw ng mga bansa kung saan nakasuhan na sila sa ICC. Paano ngayon yan, Jimmy? Jimmy Memen. Actually, medyo friendly pa nga to si Justice Ascuna sa mga DDS eh. Kaya nga laging, ano to ng bilyonaryo, lagi siyang guest sa bilyonaryo eh. Oo. Kasi friend, ano siya eh, he's a friend to the DDS eh. Pero, dito sa usapin ng ano, ng ICC, medyo iba yung ano niya, iba yung iba yung direction niya. Tuloy.
may surrender to foreign, let's say, international authorities pursuant to a treaty. Nangangahulugan ba yun in simple terms? Kailangan muna tayong magkaroon ng treaty ulit sa ICC o sa isang bansa o kung ano bang
No.
sa bago, i-surrender. Yung gamit na may surrender, is a treaty still needed?
No, it's an executive action kasi.
Sa tingin ko yung provision na yan grants the Philippine authorities, the executive, the power to
See?
surrender, but does not obligate the Philippines to surrender that provision. However, the treaty, the continuing provision under Article 127, Paragraph 2 of the Statute of Rome, obligates the Philippines to cooperate with the ICC. So there is a possibility that while Republic Act 9851 says may, the Statute of Rome, which is still in force, makes it obligatory on the part of the Philippine government to cooperate with the ICC and therefore to honor the warrant of arrest.
Now, since
Pangalawa na yan. Talaga eh. Kahit saan mo lusutan eh, wala eh. Oh, paano eh? Yan yung sinabi ni Justice Ascuna. Justice na ng Korte Suprema yan. Oh. Ano na Jimmy? Jimmy Memen.
this remains to be legally contentious at this point. You have different lawyers, different lawmakers, depending on their political leanings, having differing opinions on this. What needs to be settled for Bato to be defined as a fugitive from the law? Can you simplify this, Justice Ascuna? Kasi unang-una, nung ginamit ang word na escape, the Senate President corrected it and said he did not escape. He is free to come in and out of the Senate. Therefore, they are establishing that Bato is a free man, that he is not a fugitive from the law. And yet all his behavior, he acts as if he is a fugitive from the law, running from the NBI, yung chase sa Senado,
No, yung act
slipping
niya is
away
not
from the Senate at
ano.
2:30 in the morning.
Sige.
So what will determine the term if he's a fugitive from the law? What will not make it debatable anymore?
The matter is pending in the Supreme Court because Senator Bato filed a petition,
At PRO.
yes, for amparo, and the issue of whether or not he's obliged to honor the warrant of arrest will be decided by the Supreme Court. So I think that is the way to settle this matter, to allow the
Okay.
Supreme Court to determine whether it is obligatory or part
totoo
to
naman
arrest
yun.
Senator Bato.
well, Bato does not want to be surrendered to the ICC. He's made that quite clear. Some have described being sent to the ICC as international kidnapping. Tinawag rin yun. Posibleng maglabas pa, sir, ng mas maraming warrants ang ICC. Right? The ICC mentioned several names, and Senator Bongo was also included there. What is the impact for our sovereignty if Filipinos get sent to the ICC? You have Rodrigo Duterte as one, but let's say you have 2 or 3 more. Does that affect our issues on sovereignty at all?
Yan, ito.
No, the Philippine sovereignty is not diminished by our membership in an international organization. It's part of the international law recognition that the state may voluntarily limit its sovereignty while joining international organizations. That is a valid decision on the part of the state.
Hindi rin nakakabawas na ating soberenya yung kapag nag-issue tayo ng, pag tayo ay pumasok sa isang treaty. Paano ngayon yan, JB Bondok? Anyway. Si Rona Suzuki, salamat sa inyong super chat. Tsaka si Captain 11 Division. Let me be the one to break it. Let me be the one nga eh. Diba? Kasi mga kababayan, it's not really an issue of sovereignty. Hindi naman kasi talaga siya issue ng sovereignty kasi si Robin Padilla lang naman nagsasabi nun. Maniniwala ba yung kay Robin Padilla? Diba? Maniniwala ba kayo kay Robin Padilla? Diyos ko naman, dyan lang naman nagsabi na issue ng soberenya yan. It's not. It's not. And alam nyo, mga kababayan, so, sige, sabihin na natin. Kasi, di ba, kino-quote ni JB Bondok yung yung Pangilinan versus Cayetano, kung saan in-emphasize ng Korte Suprema na the president is the chief architect of the country's foreign policy. Being the chief architect of the country's foreign policy, ibig sabihin, the president has some leeway to, number 1, enter into treaties, to exit treaties unilaterally. Pangatlo, to enforce treaty obligations. To enforce treaty obligations. And isa sa treaty obligation natin before, nung nato tayo sa Rome Statute, is to surrender into the custody of the ICC individuals that are covered covered by the Rome Statute. Ang problema, umalis nga tayo, pero may residual jurisdiction. So, although sinabi ni Justice Ascuna na let's leave it to the Supreme Court to determine if it is an obligation or not. But, it is an option. It's an option. Bakit? Kasi nga, the president is the chief architect of our foreign policy. So pag sinabi ng presidente, hindi na tayo member ng ICC, walang problema. Pero susunod tayo sa ating residual obligations, o di gagawin natin. Ipapasa natin si Bato de la Rosa sa ICC. Kasi yun ang parte ng ating residual obligations. Diba? And that's part of the foreign policy. Oo. Doon yung sinasabi ni Justice Ascuna. It doesn't necessarily mean na nililimitahan mo ang soberenya ng bansa. In fact, it is an exercise of sovereignty. Oo. Yun ang exercise ng soberanya. Na makakapili tayo, sovereignty is the power of the state to determine where it wants to take the country and its people. Yun ang sovereignty. So, in the exercise of sovereignty, mga kababayan, makikita natin dito na kahit wala tayong obligasyon sa ICC, pero pinili natin na isuko si Bato de la Rosa, nagpapakita yun na may soberanya tayo, number 1, na piliin kung saan lilitisin ng isang tao na nag-violate ng crimes against humanity, number 1. Number 2, meron tayong choice. Pinili natin na isuko. Diba? Kasi, kung tutuusin, pwede namang hindi. Hindi rin naman tayo inuobliga ng ICC. Pero pag pinili natin, it is an exercise of sovereignty. Kasi hindi ka naman pinilit na gawin yun. Diba? So, I mean, tama si Justice Ascuna eh. Hindi siya kabawasan sa ating soberanya. And I would even take the idea further. I would even say that it is an exercise of sovereignty. No joke. No joke. Tuloy natin. Ano ba yan? Tuloy ka.
So it is not contrary to our sovereignty. It's a voluntary limitation on the part of the state by agreeing to abide by international rules.
Okay, two more questions, sir. The President Marcos Jr. Has said in the last few days that there were no orders to arrest Bato. He gave no orders to arrest Bato. Yet on Monday, the NBI went to the Senate and chased Bato with a warrant of arrest. So the understanding would be they were there to arrest the senator. 2 days after, the president says, I give no orders to arrest Bato. The night before Bato leaves the Senate, the DILG secretary and the PNP go to the Senate, right, to secure the senators, but they did not arrest Bato. Should the president have had Bato arrested?
That is a decision for the president to make. As I said, if you go by Republic Act 9851, the provision is discretionary. Whether or not to
Tama.
arrest and surrender
It's discretionary.
the tribunal person. So it is something we have to make clear whether there is a presidential directive to arrest. At this point, I think that is not clear whether or not the president has ordered the arrest of Bato. And so far, what we see is that there is an international warrant and executive officers, not necessarily the president, seek to enforce the warrant, sought to enforce the warrant of the Senate. But I said that in the absence of a directive from the president, such attempt on the part of law enforcement officers to serve an international warrant should go through a protocol. They should seek to serve it through channels, through the president of the Senate, rather than directly try to capture the person involved in the absence of a clear order from the president.
Actually, nagpaalam ang NBI kay Senate President Tito Soto. Bago yung kudeta. Kaya nandun na NBI eh. Totoo, if you're going to really look at it, walang ginawang mali ang NBI. And again, I go back to my argument kagabi. Nung sinabi ko na maraming di matutuwa sa sasabihin ko pero kailangan kong sabihin. Si PBBM kailangan magsalita ng kanyang aktual na posisyon dito sa issue na to. Kasi this is precisely the reason why I want to hear it from the president himself if he wants Bato de la Rosa to be arrested. Para walang kalituhan. Para hindi malilito ang taong bayan. Hindi rin nalilito yung mga supporters. Diba? Kasi kapag hindi lumabas, hindi namutawi sa bibig ng presidente yung kanyang pagpayag or at the very least to agree in principle. Ito, magkaiba yun ha. Yung agreeing in principle. Yung, ibig sabihin lang nun, umaagree ako sa prinsipyo o sa ideya. Pero sa execution, pwedeng saka na. Hintayin na muna natin for yung mga panahon na mas maganda. Diba? At least agreeing in principle is okay. Sa akin, okay na ako dun. Tanggap ko na yun. Nas pwede niyang sabihin, halimbawa lang, kung nakakarating sa mga kinauukulan, pwede niyang sabihin na I agree in principle that we have to work with the ICC sa implementation ng warrant of arrest. I agree in principle that Bato de la Rosa should be surrendered based on RA 9851. Pero hintayin natin sasabihin ng Korte Suprema. Diba? Ako, happy na ako dun eh. Totoo lang. Para malinaw yung direction kasi. Para malinaw din yung intention ng government. Kasi kapag hindi malinaw, nalalagyan ng intriga. Tulad nito, si Karen, gusto niya lagyan ng intriga. Kasi nga, hindi siya malinaw. Kasi mayroong two competing ideas eh. Sinabi ng presidente, hindi ko siya pinapa-aresto, pero inaresto ng NBI. Why? It doesn't make sense. Saan kumuha ng tapang si NBI para arestuhin si Bato? Diba? So yun. Armin Pamintuan, salamat po sa pagiging member ng ating channel. Sana mag-enjoy kayo. Ayan. So yun. Ano yun? Sabi, dapat daw, sinabi ng Malacanang na dapat managot. Well, again, mga kababayan, that is a generic statement. Tsaka iba pa rin kasi pag narinig mo kay BBM. Tulad ng mahiya naman kayo. Yun. Powerful nun. Kasi galing mismo sa presidente. Nung sinabi ni PBBM na mahiya naman kayo, mga nagtatayo ng flood control, nakiperwisyo ang taong bayan, na bla 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 bla. Di ba tumapang bigla si Lacson mag-imbestiga? Tumapang bigla, di ba? Tumapang ang mga ahensya na mag-imbestiga, magpursige, hanapin ng ebidensya, lahat-lahat. Bakit? Kasi sinabi na galing na mutawi sa bibig ng presidente. Iba pa rin kasi kapag nanggaling sa kanya mismo. And you know, love ko si Yusek Claire. Love ko siya. And I respect her a lot. And she's doing a hell of a job as a palace press officer. So itong statement na to is really not to diminish whatever Yusek Claire is doing. She's doing an awesome job. Pero iba pa rin kasi pag galing mismo sa bibig ng presidente. Di ba? For all intents and purposes, sa mga issue na gantong kalaki, mas maganda na kay PBBM nang gagaling yung salita. So, pero kung bahala siya, kung ayaw niya, di wala problema. Di ba? Wala problema kung ayaw niya, di wala. Yun lang, mas maganda lang kung meron. Para alam ng lahat ng grupo, alam ng ahensya, alam ng tao, alam ng mga senador, na ito yung posisyon ng admin at ito yung gagawin namin. Total, nagsalita naman ang Malacanang, nagsalita na ang DOJ, nagsalita na ang Solgen. Iniintay na lang naman natin salita niya. So, sana. I'm still waiting. So, sana mangyari. Tuloy natin.
Okay. Now, my last question is, if proven that Senator Robin Padilla aided Bato to leave the Senate, right? To leave the Senate at 2:30 in the morning, is he liable? Did he break the law? Because you can't even define Bato today justice as a fugitive under the law. So, meron po bang paglabag sa batas na ginawa si Senator Robin Padilla? Because the NBI describes him as a person of interest. But if you're not a fugitive per se, as you've said under the law, how could you be a person of interest? So, this is why it's very confusing on terminology when you read articles all over, right? So, meron po bang paglabag sa batas din si Senator Padilla kung sinamahan niya, tinulungan niya si Bato na lumabas ng Senado?
Again, this matter is being investigated right now, and I would not want to comment on liabilities depending on what the actions were really performed. All I can say is that, as I said, there is a twofold way of interpreting the matter. Under our own law, the arrest is voluntary and optional on the part of Philippine authorities. Under the Statute of Rome, we're obliged to cooperate with the International Tribunal. So this has to be clarified whether or not the arrest warrant is something that has to be respected by everybody, including the Senate and the senators, or whether or not there's a need for a Philippine court to clarify the force and effect of such a warrant, given that we have withdrawn from the Statute of Rome and our own law, which antedated our membership in the Statute of Rome, Republic of 9851, says may rather than must.
Oo. So it means kailangan ng clarification ng Supreme Court for these questions for Bato to be considered a fugitive. Is that correct, sir?
Yes, that is my opinion. There is need for the
Actually,
Supreme
totoo
Court to
yan.
clarify
Agree ako
what
dyan,
exactly
agree ako dyan.
is the impact and force of this ICC warrant on us.
All right. On that note, I want to thank you so much for joining me today.
Tama si Justice Ascuna. Actually, yun naman talaga. Sa Supreme Court din ang bagal eh. Isang taon na yan, no, yung Supreme Court. Baka naman pwede niyan desisyonan ngayon yan. Sana lang naman. Sana lang naman. Para naman magkaroon tayo ng konting katahimikan sa bansa. Diyos ko. Di pa nga tayo tapos sa flood control, dinagdagan pa ni Bato. Di pa nga tapos yung flood control, dumagdag pa si Bato. Diyos ko. My goodness. Napahaba tuloy ako sa topic na to. Maikli lang dapat to eh. Mga 20 minutes lang dapat to.